come to Arizona. I think, Kitty, did you have something to do with that?
Well, you can't pave parking lots in the snow.
Great lesson.
Or stripe yellow lines either. So when we were in Wisconsin, we were always trying to think of different ways to keep our people busy in the winter months, so we wouldn't have to lay them off. And we came up with all different business plans. One of them was, okay, we're going to do snow plowing. We have all the trucks. We're going to put snow plows on them. We'll keep the insurance. Guess what? It didn't snow. So then the following year, did the same thing. It snowed and snowed and snowed. We couldn't keep up with it. And Tim knows that because he spent many hours out there. So it was always one thing after the other, but we always had these great ideas of what we could do in the winter months. So it was decided that we should look into other states where it's warm and we could work year round. And so we decided, we had looked at different cities, Atlanta, Dallas, and then we looked at Phoenix. And we sent some of our people here starting in October because our season was over. And so we started our asphalt business in 1981 here in Phoenix.
Very good. And some things happened that caused you to really realize is what God wanted. How has God played a part in all of your business?
Well, there's so many. I mean, there's so many times when if you're not a Christian, when you want to give up because you're fighting so many elements. There's so many different things that go wrong. So if you're a Christian, you have a lot more working with by trusting God as a plan for your life. But I'd like to give just one example. And Todd Peschman was one of my first manager in Arizona, and his wife Joni was our first secretary, and they're so much responsible for her success. Wait, Todd? Oh, I can't even see you. Stand up. But a fantastic couple. Anyways, Todd claims I led them to the Lord, which is just another wonderful thing that happened. But anyways, one time, when we came to Arizona, and Todd was here and some others, I wanted to target just one company that I could use as my takeoff of my major account. So I decided I want to go after Fry's food stores. They had the most stores I thought at the time, food stores. So I started calling who I found out was Terry Marshall, who was in charge, and I could never get to him. And finally, the secretary felt sorry for me, and she started saying, okay, I'll try and get it. So eventually, after a lot of calls, he said, okay. He was happy with who he had, but okay, I'll meet with you. So he said, okay, I'll meet you at the restaurant, and we'll talk. And he had to break at the last minute. The secretary called, I'm sorry, he couldn't make it. It happened a couple of times. I didn't give up. I kept on calling. I know this guy was a busy man, but one day finally he said, John, I'll meet you at Black Angus on Broadway and Kyrene. I'll meet you for lunch. So meanwhile, I'm praying, Lord, don't let him cancel and give me the right words. I'm not even sure how I'm going to get his attention. He was not only purchasing parking lots, he was purchasing so many things. He had so many stores. Anyways, finally we met at Black Angus. We sat there, we ordered our meal, and I had ordered mine, and he was ordering his, and while he was ordering his meal, I just bowed my head for a second and said, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. Please give me the right words or something. Just a couple of seconds, thank you for the food or whatever. I didn't think he'd notice. Well, he noticed. He said, what church do you go to? I said, well, I go to Grace Community Church. He said, oh, I know your pastor, Guy Davidson. I said, you do? Yeah. I said, what church do you go to? He said, I go to North Phoenix Baptist. I said, I know your Pastor Jackson. He said, you do? Now, we had something to talk about, which made it a lot easier. So afterwards, I said, Terry, may I give you some prices on your parking lot? He said, yeah, why don't you look at those three and give me a price? So I did. He sent him proposals and never heard anything. Finally, I kept on calling, and the secretary started feeling sorry for me. He said, I'll get in front of him. So finally, one day after I don't know how many calls, how many months, he called me and said, okay, do the store over there in Southern and whatever, I remember. But anyways, do the store. So we did. We paved it. And the guy sent out a coring crew he wanted to see if I was a Christian or not, or whether I was going to give him the 2 inches of promise or whatever. She started coring holes. And sure enough, we passed. Well, anyways, they used to get several bids. After we became friends, he got only a few bids. After a while, Todd took over the account because I was getting too busy and he was a better salesman than me anyways. He started liking us a lot more even then because Todd's a nice guy. But anyways, they really liked us a lot. To this day, 25 years later, Todd has still got the account, still doing all the work. But not only that, all the references we got from them, because they're a major store, major chain, all the references we got out of them just made our company a much more easily sellable.
What an exciting story of how God opened doors for you. And Kitty, did God open any doors for you as you thought of coming to Arizona, building a new life?
Yes. I don't know where to start here, but